Wow, I think I just wrote the same sentence 4 times. Ugh, this is so boring. I could totally just do it at home tonight.
And she didn't die, ladies and gentlemen.
We're good here. Okay.
I'm here, guys. I have arrived. Oop. You know what? I missed my hair. That was awkward. Hi guys, it's Meg. So today I thought it'd be fun to show you my night routine where everything just kind of goes wrong. I'm kind of like a little weird and really awkward. So basically everything I do is a little weird and really awkward. So I thought it'd be fun to make fun of myself. Please thumbs up this video if you love me. I can see you right now if you're not thumbs upping it. There's not really much to say before I show you guys the inside of my brain when I'm getting ready for bed. So let's jump into this. Let's jump into bed. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I really suck at sleeping. I used to think that I just had insomnia or something, and I'm pretty sure it's just that I'm obsessed with the internet. It's a disease. So a lot of times when I get home after school, I like to lie to myself and convince myself that I have all the time in the world and that of course I'm gonna get my homework done and that everything's gonna be fine. On lazy days like this, I don't usually feel like studying, but if for some reason I decide to get some work done, I will make sure that my parents are the first people to know. I like to drop subtle hints. If something goes wrong, it usually starts with the shower. So I have a tendency to get in the shower and then accidentally stay there like 4 days. I spend a lot of time in my own head anyway, so when I get in the shower and all I have to do are little tasks, my brain kind of just starts to wander. I'll proceed to sit in my towel for as long as humanly possible and probably attempt to do things in my towel and then finally change it to something a little more practical. I literally procrastinate everything. Like, it makes sense for things I don't like homework, but I just don't understand why I always procrastinate going to sleep. I'm pretty much looking forward to going back to bed the entire day, so I just do not understand why I procrastinate it. When I finally decide I'm just gonna like get in my bed, I have to check for monsters first, and this is a lot harder than you might think because, you know, you're thinking in your head like, okay, I have to check for these monsters, but at the same time you're like, oh my god, what if I actually find a monster? Perfect. And then I don't even lie to myself about this. I know once I get in bed, I'm gonna go on my laptop and my phone for a bit. I tend to underestimate the time I think I'm gonna spend doing that. So essentially, I guess I lie to myself again. When I'm on my computer, I cycle through social media tabs, Twitter, a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of Facebook, until I realize there's no new stuff on my dash or on my feed, and I realize I've read the same person's post like 43 times. When I'm on my computer, I usually get hungry because people on Tumblr, man, they're really good at reblogging delicious looking food, and I realize, oh my gosh, I mean, I'm so hungry, I'll probably die if I don't get something to eat. I creep down to the kitchen, which of course is really scary because I have to make sure that I don't get killed by any murderers, and I'm basically expecting to at any point. I usually get some water too, and I don't realize until I start drinking the water how thirsty I was and how magical it is and how beautiful water is. Then I creep back to my bed and I'm like, okay, it's time to shut the computer. It's hard to do, but I eventually do it, which is great, but then the problem is I like to grab my phone. I start by like texting people. For some reason at night, I just kind of come out of my cocoon and I'm like a social butterfly, and I just feel the need to like get into deep conversations with everyone. And it sucks because then I've started this awesome conversation, but then I usually don't reply again. Until I have these moments again, you're probably not gonna hear from me. And I always calculate how much sleep I'm gonna get. If I fall asleep like right now, how many hours is it gonna be? And then I realize as it gets later and later, the time I originally calculated is just getting smaller and smaller. And then once all technology is finally away and not a distraction anymore, my brain turns on. I can't get myself to think of anything in the day. Then at night, I have all of these little revelations about the ideas that have kind of come to me in the daytime but not really been there, and everything kind of comes together and I'm super creative and I'm just like, oh my god, what do I do with all this brain activity? I'm also really good at remembering embarrassing things that happened to me during the day or 6 years ago, and I actually feel the embarrassment again. And then I have to just like get myself to stop thinking about it, and it usually ends up with me thinking about perfect scenarios and things that could be but will never be. Once I go through all of my stages, my brain finally kind of just like hits the wall, and suddenly everything is so funny. Thankfully, after hours of my crazy brain activity roller coaster, it eventually switches off. The problem is, once it does this, my body decides to switch on, and suddenly I am so horribly uncomfortable with the position I'm lying in and switch to the other side you couldn't possibly imagine. imagine how I was lying in that other position before, only to realize how uncomfortable I am again. I'm like, oh, it's not me, it's the bed. I decide to flip my pillow over to try and get the cool side. I play with my blanket, but I can never find the proper side of the blanket that I'm supposed to have. And then finally, when I'm comfortable, when I have the proper side of the pillow, the right side of the blanket, I realize I have to pee. And that I forgot to turn the light off. And all the homework I had due the next day. Like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure that's the sun out there anyway, so I'm just gonna stay up and finish it all. And I get about 5 minutes into my homework, and then I finally fall asleep. Comment below how long it takes you to get ready for bed, and if you can relate to anything I said, or if I'm just insane, because a lot of the times I do think I'm probably crazy. And that's it. Thank you. Nope, I don't know why I just said thank you. I meant goodbye. One time this guy sneezed in class and I said thank you. I'll see you guys later. Bye!
I'm trying to live, I'm trying to ride above the shit the devil tries, which is why I keep my eyes to the sky.